Hey folks, it's Babbaginator. We're back in Long Dark. Sorry for the late start. I was busy um, finishing up another non-school thing, but a commitment I have for a meeting. I had to prepare for a meeting I'm doing tomorrow morning. So I can't go into specifics, but basically one of the responsibilities I had was to judge or be part of a book panel, book jury. So it meant I read a lot of books, and then I had to choose my top 10, which is not easy. And then I had to write up some notes for each of them, which was kind of minimal, but what are we trying to do? Last time, okay, so okay. How are we doing for water? How are we doing for food? We got some food. We have more food. We got lots of food. Water. We could make a little bit more water. Oh, what's it? We already emptied this. Okay. Okay. Let's. Oh, our problem is we don't have a bed to sleep in, so we're going to sleep
I'm not sure I can carry
here. Why did I start? Did I have the match going already, or did I use match? Okay. We had the fire going already. I mean, we could go. We could go to Skeeter's. Oh, but there's no bed in Skeeter's. We could run down and sleep in the other. It's going to be fast. Okay, we're going to try to zip on down. I don't really like any of my options here. Yeah, so roller, things are going well. I finished up my last set of classes today for the term, and I have one more course to do over the summer, and then I'm done with my degree. So we are on the finish line. And today was pretty light. I had a 5 minute skit to do on one of my classes where we're trying to introduce why a particular policy needs to be addressed. So we had to create a scenario in which it becomes clear that there's a problem, and this is why we need to have a solution. And so we did that. That was very entertaining. Apparently, it was so entertaining, our acting was so good that we were selected as the best skit of the class. And so we ended up, my partner and I, for the project, ended up with gift certificates for the local coffee shop. So, yay! I was playing, true to type, I was playing a professor who was trying to add a particular book to the online course reserves, but ran into trouble because the book kept on getting flagged because it was technically within copyright, even though, as it turns out, it is out of print, the publisher no longer exists, and the author has disappeared or is deceased with no one owning the rights. Not public domain. It's considered an orphan text. Wow. Our big plans are kind of frustrated here. This is not good. We may have to sleep in the cave. Two choices. We go to Skeeter's and don't sleep. We go to the Burnt Ridge Cave and sleep there. Okay, well, I figured it was going away soon. I don't think we should have hopefully no wolves. I'm not even certain if we're on the right track anymore. I think we got drifted off track. Now I don't know where I am anymore. Yay. So yeah, so anyways, I was a professor and my partner on the project was the librarian at the copyright office librarian.
Sure getting cold.
Okay, this was not where we wanted to go, but at least we know where we are. This will still work.
I've never felt so cold in my life.
So yeah, orphan techs are a particularly significant problem
I think I can use this.
for universities because in Canada we have fair dealing. In the States it's fair use, but Canadian fair dealing is much more restrictive, and so what's allowed to be excerpted or used for teaching is much more limited. So you have to get permissions. If you cannot locate the permissions, the rights holder, you have to go and file an application for permission from the Copyright Board of Canada, who will then spend a few months evaluating it and then deciding whether or not evidence to say that you should be able to use it. But even if you get permission, temporary permission to have to pay a fee to the Copyright Board of Canada, which they hold in the event that someone does magically show up and say, oh, I do have the rights after all, so that they can pay them. And then if no one does show up, you don't get a refund. They just keep the money. So that's not really great. I thought there was a bed in here. Isn't there a bed in here? Oh, there's the bed. Let's rest for an hour and see if we warm up. It's going to continue to be terrible, isn't it? So anyways, yeah, so I really hammed it up. We had a very fun script that I actually didn't write the script. It was my partner who on the project who wrote the script. He was so excited about the idea that he wrote it all in one night. And we looked it over the next day and it was like, it's really good. Very entertaining, kind of funny. There are definitely parts that I could ham up, and so we went with that. So I play this very frustrated, not exactly tech-savvy professor who wants to add the book to the online course reserves, and the other guy has to explain, why can't. but also how to possibly get it added on, while also acknowledging at the same time there is no policy, and it is kind of a crapshoot. How warm are we? We're at 0. That's not really thrilling here. Maybe we will have to build a fire. We'll try with just a book. Anyways, apparently all those years of playing D&D and running D&D games and playing different people granted me a certain amount of, I don't know, ability to roleplay. I don't like the fact that we're probably going to have to use more coal. Maybe we'll just sleep for a part of the night. Okay. Crappy food. We'll do it. We'll do the crappy food. Probably would be if it was published on Great Bear, and that publisher is no longer around. Okay, so we got 3.5 hours. Let's sleep for 3 hours and see if the storm goes away. One hour left. Still going strong. Yeah. Guess we'll throw another coal on. So yeah, welcome in, folks. I guess we should throw up our bio and our challenge information. Yeah, maybe we'll throw on some more sticks. So I think beginning probably next week, I'm going to see if I can fit in a daytime stream every so often. I have some restrictions on the number of hours I can work, and I'm already done with courses. So that probably means I can get away with doing a little bit of streaming during the week in the daytime. Well, I have to decide what I'm streaming. Another hour maybe? But I checked it out earlier today, and it seems that most people are streaming TLD in the daytime. And at this hour, we don't really get that many people. So less competition, but maybe also less demand. Okay, storm is over. I want torches. I think we're just going to go down to the cabin and sleep there. Still don't have a hacksaw. Still don't have a bedroll. Got a long ways to go before we are back in business. But yeah, the other thing I have to do this week is I have to sit down and finish drafting up the proposal for the research collaboration. I have to fill out the form. Otherwise, I don't have a class. So. Okay, we're gonna stay here. We could push on in the darkness, but I don't like not having the same visibility as daytime. So.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Yep, I'll research this place. But there's more things to break down when we need them, so. Oh no. Wasted a match. That was a mistake. Put it away, then we won't be tempted to start fires. Okay. How are we doing for cloth? 11 pieces. Let's take a little bit more.
I could eat a horse. Damn it. This pack is getting kind of heavy.
Yeah, I don't like this either. Too much snow. So, next question is, do we go back to the farmhouse or do we push on to... The weather's kind of mild. Let's see if we can push on. Uh-oh. The moment when we decide to do something, lose our torch. So much for mild weather. Over already. Oh, I just realized we messed up. Oh no, we already messed up. We failed Cave Dweller already because I forgot that I wasn't supposed to sleep I didn't need to sleep in this bed. I was supposed to stay in the cave. Oh, actually, I wasn't even supposed to stay in the bunker the night before. Well, we didn't stay in the bunker. So we slept in the cave. We should have just stayed in the cave. Fail. Oh, what do we do? Do we start over again? Are we in the hole? Are we done? This is the reason why I hate the Cave Dweller challenge, is because I always forget that I can't sleep indoors. Yeah, I think so. I think it's the best thing to do here. So what we'll do is we will save this one just in case you ever get bored and want to come back to it. But yeah, we messed up. Yeah. Do we want to do a different challenge? Should we do something else? Oh. We've only got about an hour left. What's our vote here? Do we? What are my challenge options here? My challenges. We could do a misery run. We could. Do just a general Loper run. I think we'll just do a fun Loper and then we'll figure out what we're doing next time. Welcome back to Fun Loper. Okay, we're doing Fun Loper. Come on. Okay, there we go. Forgot we do have to update a couple things here. This can't go away for now. This has to get restarted. So annoying. Okay, and I think we're PV. Okay. Once again in PV. Maple saplings here. Okay. First thing we need, a couple stems. Okay, where are we going from here? Oh, I think what we realized is that we really want to go to Timberwolf Mountain, because that's our best bet for game matches here. Let's hope I'm on the right path. Oh, we are, I think, closer to Thompson Crossing. Yeah. This could be bad. Could run into wolves.
Wait. I'm so cold. I'm warming up a bit.
Come on, matches. Nope.
Best be prepared for anything.
Well, that's a start. Something on our hands. That's a plus. 2.
stuff will come in handy.
Yep. Oh, 3 locked ones. Wow. Matches right away. Okay, we are off to a great start now. This is awesome. Need to find a few more sticks.
Oh, so cold. It's goddamn freezing.
Okay, this has got to be the best Loper start I've had in a long time. Day 0, and we already have our head and hands covered. No frostbite. And matches. Much better than the last run. No, we need the hammer. Hammer, and preferably the hacksaw and bedroll. I see a sweater too. Look at that. Okay, we're set. Some salt. Let's grab some water here too. Okay, we have a little bit of kindling. Let's do a quick. There's almost never anything up here, but we'll check anyways. Yeah, you can make scrap metal or chop up some wood, but that's about it. Whoa. Well, that's big. I mean, it's not huge, but it's still pretty impressive. Are we still on Interloper? It feels awfully generous, right? Maybe it's just because we're used to not being treated well by the game. Used to be that you could usually get a pot here, but I'm not seeing it. No such luck. Okay, we'll have to do it the inconvenient way. Guess I could try to do torches first.
Come on, little fire. Perfect.
And a potato for you, and a potato for you, and a potato for you. Oops. Potatoes for everyone. For me. So we can afford to take about half an hour of torches out. Ugh, not great. Three. Don't have enough fuel. Okay. Okay, let's see what we got here. Oh, come on, you can do this.
Starving.
Plane crash, probably. It's busy being storming out there.
I'm starving.
Well, I think our best bet is to go in the middle of this blizzard and visit a couple houses. Okay, let's go looking for a pot or pan.
Is eating itself.
Everyone keeps a potato in their sink. So yeah, if I start doing daytime streams, like in the morning, I'm debating whether I am going to do more TLD or if I will do one of the other things I do, which is either work on the Twine game or do D&D related content, like world building stuff or tables or something like that.
This will come in handy.
That's nice. But whatever I do, it'll probably be no more than a 2-hour stream. It'll be pretty tight just because I need to spend some of my time working. Okay, let's make some more torches.
Come on, come on. Come on, little fire.
I guess one thing we could do is we could do a Wheel of Misfortune run sometime where we actually, honestly, the Luck of the Draw challenge wasn't too bad. It wasn't that big of a challenge, but it did keep things fresh, drawing cards every time we went someplace.
That's a good one.
But having some sort of random element, I think, is interesting. I'll have to think about it more. Okay, so we struck out in terms of getting pots and pans, so let's move on. We found stones, right? Yeah, we do have some stones in case we get trouble. Ooh, look at that.
Could use this.
Okay, this is by far the most generous run I've had. Hacksaw already on day one. What kind of crazy interloper run is this? Hacksaw already. Matches already. We find a bedroll in the church. We are beyond blessed, I think. I gotta do a quick run through here. See if there's any backpacks or anything else to check out. Surprisingly little. You already do this? Yeah, we already do this.
I'll take it.
Second toque. Look at that. Man, so much food. Steal the book from the pulpit. Yay. Okay, which direction are we going? I think we go... We have hacksaw already, but no bedroll. It's too late in the day, otherwise I'd say we'd make a run for Coastal Highway. Try our luck there for bedroll. But we can also see if we can find a hammer. We should be able to get a pot out of the farmhouse. I think that's what we'll do. Okay, let's pick up... trying to think if there's anything useful up here. We will stick our head into this cave just because we want to pick up some sticks on the way there. Or not. We'll leave that guy alone. Nope, the wolf is back. Okay, we'll leave him. Oh, figures. Oh, we should keep an eye out for saplings too. Yeah, we'll just do this. Go away, go away. Why is our hand so big? No, don't go that way. We don't want you down here. That's what I was worried about. Go away, go away. Guess we're going straight to the barn, I guess, next. I wonder if next stream we should do a misery run again. We've only done one misery run, but it was kind of a ridiculous one. It was simultaneously like a really good time and at the same time a terrible time. Because we went 41 days, but we never found a bedroll. We never made matches. I mean, never made a bow. So whatever difficulty misery was, we had added difficulty. Okay. Yeah, and that's my only misery attempt I've made so far. So I'm kind of wondering if I should try it again. I really didn't enjoy it. That's the reality. It was like, it wasn't that I wanted to experience misery again, but I'm kind of curious if how much of a fluke the first one was. Okay, we definitely want to pry bar out of this barn. Maybe a hammer too. Looks like there's something there, but there isn't. Yeah, another thing I've been considering is whether or not we want to get into playing with mods. And not like anything that breaks gameplay or adds too much new mechanics to the game, but as much as like some of the mods add like whole new regions. And I thought that might be interesting. I'll have to take a look at what those regions look like, but I think I saw some clips of that, and it really was intriguing. I thought, you know, they're pretty well done. There's a wolf out there. Anything? Anything? Nothing. So up until now, I've been a purist and just played the game as is. Well, I mean, plus my weird like challenges. Oh, that's a second can. No hammer. Oh, I see a stem.
Nobody needs this anymore. I think I can use this.
Ooh, that's a step up. Nope.
Come on, little fire.
Oh, we need to check underneath the truck. See if there's a pry bar hiding there. Let's do. Nothing. Strikeout. Nothing. our that's not going to work. Let's be pulled off before then. How many of them are we going to get? 2. Okay, so let's see here. So should be able to get some more water that way. Let's see, these have been repaired. Let's go ahead and see if we can get these repaired. Nope. What's that plan? Nothing hiding here. Nothing hiding here. Okay, what are we going to eat? We have our antibiotics. Go ahead and eat all the crappy stuff. Now, once again, we'll get bothered by someone trying to sell us something. There we go. Blocked. Actually, what do we have to break down? Anything else to make or break down? I think we have plenty of tinder to make, right? It's 0.3, this is 0.5 right now. This is a better thing. Still need coat. Still need more pants and socks. But it's not bad. Ooh. Anything else we can repair?
I'm starving. I could eat anything right now.
Okay, sounds like it's a good time to go.
I've never been so.
Okay, I think we'll make it to the farmhouse and then probably wrap up for the night. Uh-oh. I can see the wind's picking up already. Uh-oh.
Cold is making my head feel thick. If I don't warm up soon.
Okay. Pry bar. This is coming together. And a can opener. Maple syrup in here too.
Thank you.
So much food. What is going on here? Okay, let's pop downstairs, see what we can find. Ooh, Tarmuse, welcome in. Welcome in, Raiders. How was your stream tonight? What were you up to? Omoneko? I don't know that one. We are starting another run because I messed up my Cave Dweller challenge again. I accidentally slept too many nights indoors. I exhausted. We had already passed our allotted freebie nights, and I accidentally slept an extra night. And so I was like, ah. So we saved the run, but we're going to do just kind of a fun run tonight. And then decide what we'll do next time. But this one's turning out really, really well. It is day 1. And we already have can opener, pot, 2 tins, hacksaw, pry bar, matches, number of books, including a book on bows, archery. And yeah, it's just shaping up really well. And then equipment wise, we are looking pretty good. A little bit more leather. A visual novel about cat girls. I was going to ask. I assumed when I saw the Neko, it was like probably cats or cat girls.
This will come in handy.
Yeah, I was saying that since today was my last day of like on-campus classes, I had my last 2 classes. I had one thing I had to do in class, and then the other class was just watching other people's presentations. And yeah, our assignments are all in, or will be in, I guess, by tonight. We already finished it, so yeah, so basically all I have is one summer class to take. So because of that, I just have work scheduled for the most part. And I think that may translate into me doing a couple daytime streams each week, but I don't know. I have to work out my schedule a little bit more. Yeah, we'll read a poem. We're actually gearing up to finish up our stream here soon, so we'll read a poem for that. Yeah, I could go back to doing twine development. Well, it's probably the easiest thing to do. I mean, I don't know if it's the most exciting thing to do, but you know, it forced me to actually work on the project I want to work on. And some people like watching that. But it's also kind of boring because sometimes there's a lot of thinking about how to solve certain problems or how to fix certain parts of the story, or lots of writing as opposed to like running the code. Okay, is this going to be one of those? No, I was going to say it would be really awesome to find a Mackinac, but no.
Man, this pack is getting kind of heavy.
Okay, you'll get something shortly because we are Getting to the end of my time. I need to get some sleep in tonight. Busy day tomorrow. I'm trying to decide if tomorrow I am doing... One project involves me learning how to set up a project on Amazon Web Services or Cloud Services. And the other one is more of... I already did this. Okay. The other one is updating some data analysis code that I had written, and the team I'm working with on that one just decided they want to extend the range of dates to look at. So it's a small code change, and then I have to run the reports, and some of them may take a while. So. Okay. Just finish harvesting these guys up. And we want to fix this guy up too. We're looking pretty good right now. 11. Gusty. If we want, we could try to run too. We'll hop over to the other barn. Molly's barn. There's the bear out there. Hello, Mr. Bear. So let us do our own thing over here. Okay, so yeah, I think we're just going to head into the barn, and we will count ourselves done for the night.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Yeah, maybe we'll just do a quick pass through. It's hard not to do a quick pass through, isn't it? Pretty simple, right? We just sweep through here. Then we go upstairs and try up there. Okay, and we'll think about what we're going to read tonight, poetry-wise. So, Tamariz, you said you have no preferences. Not picky. Well, we'll have to think through what would make sense then. We could go purely random. We could pick a theme. You know, I keep doing that. It's really annoying. Last time I was here, I did that. I fell off of the thing. Like, how do I keep doing that? Well, I think they made it too easy to fall through that hatch there. See, this gets mistaken as a actual hole. So you have to go to the side. Honestly, I don't know what is up with this run, but everything is coming up roses.
Oh, lucky day.
We have really scored big. Okay, yeah, so this is ridiculous. Look at how successful we've been on this run so far. It is literally, it is day 2, and we look like this. Day 2, and we've got everything covered, and we already have hacksaw and crowbar and a pot and matches and a can opener. This is nice. Bear Mall, yeah.
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
Okay, so we'll leave it at that. So we are being spoiled right now. Day 2. Okay, good stuff. Yeah, so let's go and read something tonight. Dream my father on the shore. Okay, let's do that. That's from my first book of poetry. It's the last poem in the first book of poetry. So this is from The Lost Country of Sight, published by Nhinga Press in 2008, winner of the 2007 Philip Levine Prize. And this is the last poem. This begins with an epigraph or a line from another person's poem. From Wendell Berry comes the line, "What I am learning to give you is my death." This is, "I dream my father on the shore. Outside beneath the light of late October's candled sky, the weave of ash and maple burns. We stand silent on the gravelled shore. My father lifts his father's ashes from its urn, a strangely heavy thing he seems to say, his arms swaying, then casting out into the long dark, as if to throw a line, while we wait for some sound, a wave, whatever marks the distance between a father and a son. And when night comes, it comes without a tread, without a word, the stars flickering in their endless retreat, more distant and sure than before, do nothing, while the shadows continue to fill the trees with their cast-off clothes. The harvest is long past. The apples have fallen to the orchard floors. Even my father, turning to go, is almost lost to the reeds already in his path, his figure no more than a pattern of light, a memory of a road that winds through the darkness to our waiting ride home." Yeah, isn't that funny? So this predates The Long Dark, and yet there's a reference to The Long Dark. Yeah, one of the things I really love about the poems in The Lost Country of Sight is how prescient they seem to be, how well they fit into The Long Dark. There's so many references to parts of my childhood living in Saskatchewan and being in the bitter cold, and walking through like rural spaces as well as some small towns and things like that. In this particular case, this "I dream my father on the shore" combines a couple different threads together. One is, my father, when he called to tell me about after his father passed away, he and his siblings gathered and they scattered my grandfather's ashes into the waves on Vancouver Island, and so that was because my grandfather had lived on Vancouver Island, and so that was part of how they said goodbye to him. And the first time I was working on this poem, I was really like caught by this line I had read in Wendell Berry's poem, "The Country of Marriage," in which the speaker in the poem, towards the end of the poem, says, "What I'm learning to give you is my death," about sort of this, how one of the most intimate things that binds two human beings together is the knowledge of their own mortality, and being able to share that. And so that was kind of something that inspired me with this poem. And then I also kind of tried to reimagine what that scene would have looked like. And the first early drafts of the poem were actually written as kind of an exercise or a workshop assignment at a summer workshop I was at, where we were asked to try to write something in the style or the form of a ghazal, which is a couplet form in which there's a lot of repetition. And so I originally tried to write it that way, and it just wasn't working. And at some point, I just looked at the poem and said, it's not a ghazal, it's something else. And so what happens, though, is like now when I read it, I can hear there is something of a little bit of a return, like an ebb and flow that runs through the poem, even without the structure of the ghazal. There's something of that attention to like the couplet return. Like they're supposed to be independent pieces that fit together. The description that's often used is they're like a strand of pearls, each pearl luminescent on its own, but then thinly held together. And so that's kind of part of the origins of this, even though the poem ended up going a different direction. So yeah, who knows? I would love to sit down and chat with Raph at some point. And I really should make that happen while I'm here in Vancouver. I should figure out a way to see if there's some time that we could, I don't know, shoot the breeze. I don't know if they need a library, but in any case, I think that would be kind of fun to have a conversation, or at least exchange emails. I really should just, make the effort to do that. So anyways, I guess we're going to finish up here, find someone to raid. Let's see here. Just need to find a good victim to raid. Yeah, lately when we've gone to raid, there's just not been as many people here streaming, and not many that we recognize. And so there's someone's just starting up. Doesn't look like they're installed yet. Let's see, are they installed yet? Oh, they're playing something completely different. Okay. So there is Psychoactive Haze, who is doing The Long Dark, Interloper, or actually As the Dead Sleep. So let's try them. I think I have followed them in the past, so apparently we've rated them before. So let's go visit them again. And then I'm going to go get some sleep. But thank you all for hanging out with us. Do stop back in again. I am on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturday nights. And I am looking at expanding into doing some daytime hours now that my courses are done. So we will see you again soon. Hey, good to see you, Big Fish. Yeah, good to see you. Okay, so we'll catch you again soon. Thanks again. Bye.